Greetings, people. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger yet again on another episode of the Enlightenment series. So, it has come to my attention that Sister Osinachi has finally been laid to rest. And to those of you who followed the case quite closely, the husband was accused of domestic violence. And the relatives, close relatives, children, and friends to Osinachi also alleged that Peter, who happened to be the husband to Sister Osinachi, was subjecting the sister to domestic violence. Before she died, she was in a coma for 5 days, 5 good days, fighting for her life. But the husband came and disputed those claims, and he said, no, it was lung cancer. No, it was not domestic violence. There's no way he can admit to that. But the testimonies from the family members, relatives, and children all confirmed that it was domestic violence. And where I'm driving this conversation is to the doctor, your favorite doctor, obviously, none other than Paul Eneche and his wife. I know many of you are very sensitive to this subject when I call out big names, as you call them. So before I offend your delicate sensibilities, let me just make this disclaimer. I'm not responsible for your emotional responses to my analysis or to what I think about your favorite doctor, Apostle Paul Eneche. But what is bothering me is not really the fact that she was laid to rest or any other thing. There are two things bothering me. First, the fact that she was subjected to domestic violence and nothing was done about it. Not by Eneche, his ministry, the wife, and so forth. Even though they claim that they were not aware of this case, they were not aware of such happening to Sister Osinachi. But Sister Osinachi was a well-known member in their ministry. They are alleging that Osinachi had told people not to bring this case, this issue, to the attention of Paul Eneche and the wife and maybe some other ministers in Dunamis. Okay, we can give him the benefit of the doubt on those bases because the gentleman came and gave a statement. It was quite a moving statement, but it indicated so many flaws that chances of him not knowing, they are very slim. But be that as it may, we'll take his word for it. But he did acknowledge and he explained his own side of the story that he did not know about such happening in the family of Sister Osinachi. What's bothering me now is the fact that the sister was laid to rest. And at the funeral, there was no sign of Mr. Eneche and the wife. Why did the pastor not attend the funeral? Why did he not show support to the deceased? This was a very active member in Eneche's church. She was a gospel singer. She has probably moved the ministry of Dunamis to another level due to her influence and her numbers and her popularity. But now that she's 6 feet down the line, she's being taken to the land of the dead. Where's the support now? Where's the familyhood now? The point I want to make with this is, I've told so many people this, and people do not want to understand it. They do not want to listen. These people, they don't care about you people. They don't care. They don't give two issues about you. Not at all. Go back to Roman Catholic. Go back to Methodist. Your father will come and bury you. Even though I considered these mainline churches, most of them to be just, confused institutions that were established long before and their practices are not in alignment with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Those are better. They will support you. They will show support whenever you need it. They will come and assist you with the funeral arrangements. The Papa, the Father, as they call them in Roman Catholic, will show up, will conduct a service. My question, from a point of integrity, and from a point of honor, why would Mr. Eneche not show up to Osinachi's funeral? Okay, if he can't show up to Osinachi's funeral, now look at you, my sister, my brother, you are nothing and you know it. When I say you're nothing, I'm not saying you're nothing from a perspective of you being a human being. You are valuable in each and every other aspect. But when it comes to your relevance in Dunamis, when it comes to your relevance to Paul Eneche, you are nothing. He does not consider you. He probably does not even know you and your family and even the dogs that are at your house. So put yourself in this context or in this conversation, if you die tomorrow, what is Eneche going to do for you? He might not even know that you passed away, or he might be told that you passed away, and he will continue with his life. Where is the familyhood that brings people together, that makes people stand together, fight together, and support each other when the need arises? They only come to take your money. They only come to you to have you support their ministries, in advance their ministry, their ambitions, and their visions. But when you need them the most, they are nowhere to be found. So I'm just questioning and critiquing Mr. Eneche and the wife. Why wouldn't they show support to this family? They know already what this family has gone through. They know already how much of their support would mean to this family. Why would they not show up to support Sister Osinachi, who had invested most of her lifetime in Dunamis? This is the time for them to just show some love to the family. Why can't they show up and grieve with the family and bring dignity to this funeral? I'm just asking it to you people. What do you think? What do you take from this? What's your future in these churches if they only need you when you're giving out something? And I heard that the children of Sister Osinachi, they are going through the most. Now do the balance here. Do a balance check. How much has Sister Osinachi invested in Dunamis? Not just in terms of money, time, investment. How much has he invested in that church? Sister Osinachi's name is synonymous with Dunamis. Most people that know Sister Osinachi, they always put Dunamis to her name because she has been a very active participant and member of the ministry. So what can stop Mr. Paul to just show, some reciprocity and support the family? So you, my friend, look at you in the mirror. You come here in the comment section, Papa, don't touch our Papa. He's an anointed man of God. He's what? Hey, anointed where? When he can't show up for a funeral. When he can't show support to the family that just lost their beloved. And that their beloved was a big member of your church. There's no love there. There's no love in this thing. There's no love. The love of Christ is not there. Of course, I know you'll be defending. No, the Papa is busy. Busy when a life is gone. That's what life means to them. It's nothing. Because they have a lot of lives to look after, right? So one life is nothing. They just let it go. Let it slide. It doesn't matter. She came and she went. Come on. Life goes on. But should life just go on just like that? Let's reinforce this togetherness in these churches. If there was love of Christ involved here, Mr. Dunamis leader, he could have done something. I'm not going to say much because I know stones are already being held in the hands, waiting to be thrown right at the screen. In this case, is more or less identical to the one of which pastor? This pastor of Johnson Solomon, the one that I once commented on and analyzed his video and his confession. Was it a confession or was it what he did when he came to talk about what he was talking about? This one man was also, what's his name? Killian. The one was also being accused of domestic violence. Remember, Killian was married to, I don't know how to put this relationship trees in a sentence to make them make sense. Johnson Solomon's wife, the sister to Johnson Solomon's wife, was married to a pastor of Johnson Solomon called Killian. And the wife died. And when she died, the brother called Killian, who was also a pastor, came and said, my wife died because of HIV. And he had only known about her condition for only 2 years. And in my previous videos, if you have not watched them, I'll put the links below so that you can go and cross-check them and get a background story of the case. The reason why I'm bringing this one up as well is to just raise the awareness of the abuse happening in these churches. And no one is doing anything about it. No one is talking about it. It's a conversation that most spiritual leaders or most DDGOs are not ready to have. But look at the lives of our sisters. Look at what is happening. Look at the end result. of tolerating this behavior, this kind of abuse, because we are afraid we can't bring this up. It will bring a bad name to the church. But sisters are being abused in churches by pastors. I know most of you saw Killian as a victim. And I came from the entry point that whether Killian is a victim of Johnson Suleiman or not, that was not my interest. My interest was there are allegations that Killian was abusive to the wife. Before we consider Killian as a victim, let's first address this one of the domestic violence that is being accused of. And based on his testimony, I tried to analyze it to say, okay, brother, first you did not attend the funeral of your own wife. And the reasons that he gave did not hold water for me. That's why many people thought I'm doing damage control. But I'm not responsible for what people think. I'm only responsible for what I say and what I mean. And in all my analysis and in everything that I do, I don't conclude. I leave the case open for everyone to make a contribution and to analyze. I've never been one-sided. I've always been sitting on the fence. So that I don't come as if I'm pushing a propaganda. So that I give you the opportunity. I award you the liberty to decide who's on the wrong or who's on the right. When I come and articulate the case of Jeremiah Omoto and Ruth Matthews, I give you my stand, and then I also give you an opportunity to give me what you think and what you take out of the case. If Jeremiah Omoto's people insult me, I'll come and bring you the video here so that you can also analyze from their point of view. So by the end of the day, you both know what I think, what they think, and then we can come to an understanding that who is in the wrong. Same applies in the case of Killian and this sister who passed away. I came across a video. I had not yet posted this video. I did not even want to entertain this subject because most of you were saying, no, leave the Suleiman case alone. Leave this one alone, because most of you were emotional about it. But I'll play the video first and then we'll analyze it. And this video is coming from the children of Killian. And these children of Killian are giving their testimony based on their own experience with their father and their mother. So when you see kids talking now, it's a different case. It's a different ballgame altogether. If you still see Killian as a victim in this matter, we still have to analyze that and give reasons why you still think Mr. Killian or Pastor Killian, who's based in Qatar now, I don't think he even came back to the burial of the wife or to check up on his kids. So I want you to listen to the testimonial from the kids. And we do an analysis. And then we try to balance the case of Sister Osinachi and this case of Pastor Killian. Because in both cases, children came out and gave their testimonies. I want you to look at your children and tell me if they have the capacity to lie. Some will say the kids are manipulated. That's another thing to look at. They might have been manipulated, but when you see a child speaking, these kids observe things. They might not have the power to reprimand the parents or to talk about it or to say, but Mama, don't do this, Daddy, don't do this, but they are forever watching. And what pains me the most is, why do all these things happen in front of children? Why do they happen in front of children? And to you pastors and and mothers, why do you have to fight in front of children? Okay, before we get carried away, let's listen to what the kids had to say. I took this video from Dadamasis. I think he posted it some time ago even. And it was sent to me to also balance the case to see what is the relationship between the Osinachi's matter and this one of Suleiman's pastor. Check it out.
People, I greet honor. When I see this picture, more than the see so. When I see that man, he maltreat this woman more than the see so. He maltreat and die. And that man more than the see so. Now, pastor, all those one be the fake pastor who get for Nigeria. He maltreat his wife. As many they talk now, see that they see this picture. So that woman made that together the picture. This man don't maltreat and die. This woman don't die. As many they talk now, don't die. Ask yourself now, say, okay, what it could happen? They say because this woman has, this man want change the name to a new name. The woman not agree. Now it cause problem. They say na maltreat. On I go here from the office man to on I go here the full video. Me children for the talk with the way papa till they beat him mama, till they maltreat him mama because of house. Because of house property. See what the pastor do. Say because say the pastor say one marry second wife. The woman say never over my dead body. And I really good one. The woman don't die. Now smell you they talk. So see what the pastors Fake pastors. On see what they do. Some of these fake pastors they do for Nigeria. Watch from the Aussie Smart. Share this video. Yo, they share this video. Yo, they share and yo, they share and yo, they share and or till go viral. Mona, yo, they share this video. Mona, see what pastor. This will not be like what happened to our sister Osinachi. This one now, they say it don't wrong. They define and now this one now don't wrong. So yo, they share this video. Yo, they share and yo, they share and or till get to the rightful source. To get to Nigeria government. Mona, yo, they share this video. They share and they share and they say the man don't wrong. Mona watch. Mona listen to the children. Mona hear the way he say he papa till he maltreat his mama before his mama died. This one a pastor. Mona watch. Fake pastors. Some fake pastors in Nigeria. Watch.
My name is Andrew Treasure Idara. I want to tell you about how my dad maltreated my mommy and she died. It started when my dad put his name in the file of the house and not put my mom's name. So she now started quarreling with him that why didn't he put her name? Why is he his name? Because it's not him that owned the house. Then that's when the first quarrel started. Then my mom now later continued arguing with him, fighting him. Then my dad now reacted and started fighting her too. Then after that, he now thinks over it and now put her name. Now the second one is when the key problem. When she was in the car, she was doing something. After we came back, when we went inside, my dad went inside too. So she now carried the key. She now went inside with the key. The next day, we're looking for keys so that we can go to school. That day, we will not go to school. So my dad now called people to come and break the window of the car and check inside the car. We checked the whole house, but we will not see it. So my dad now went to my mommy's purse and checked the whole bag, not see key. He now pushed me and I hit my head. My sister was not trying to drag the bag away from me. He now spanked her. When we were crying, he now drove us to our room. He now locked the door. Then after that, he now pushed my mom. She now hit her body on the wall and now put on herself. And that is when she had pains from her stomach. That is when my dad went to go and meet his friend. He now told him that my mom is the one who carried the key. He now came home and started arguing. But he said that my friend told me that it's you that carried the key. She now said that it's not her that carried the key. He now went to his room and carried cutlass. My mom now entered our room. He locked the door with my mom. She went to the toilet to go and poo. He now came and dragged her out of the toilet. She refused. That is when he now went to go and bring his cutlass. When she finished, that is when he was using it, going to use it. She now wanted to pass. He was not saying that you should let me. She was not saying that you should let me pass. He now said, go and bring the key. She said that I don't know where the key is. After he threatened her for the last time, he said that I'll cut you to pieces and burn you in this house. He now said that you should go and bring it. That is when he now allowed her to pass. Before he told her to go and bring it, before she entered the toilet, he wanted to now hit her the cutlass. Now stretched his hand. She now stretched her hand to block it. Cutlass now cut her small on her body. Then she now went to go and give him the key. She now said that it was just a joke I was playing with you. He now said, which kind of joke is that? And he now told us that he said that our mom is not our mom, that she's a maid to us, that he is going to marry another wife. another wife, so she just taking care of us for now. She now called her a devil. Now call her a devil. That's all I can remember that. That's all I can remember.
My name is Divine and Killian, and I want to say how my father was maltreating my mother. It started when for the files for the house, because my mother was angry that our father didn't put our mommy's name. So she started quarreling with him and arguing. Later, she started again. That's why they do not put my name. And after that, our father started fighting her too.
I can remember that my mom was angry that he not put my name as the next of king of the house. She now said that, what if my father is the next of king and she died in that period that he was the next of king? So they should put my name as the next of king. He now said that it can't be my name because he said it's from father, mother, then on to children. He now said it's not like that. That is when they now started arguing again. Now started fighting. My mom now was abusing him in the night. That is when she now said that, called him a thief. She now threw her phones on the ground close to his door. He now opened the door and said that you are disturbing me. He now saw the phone on the ground. She now said, take the phone. He now carried the phone and not give her back again. She continued. He now took the phone. Then the next day, my mom was asking for the phone. He refused to give him the phone. He said, give me my phone. Was now for saying that she was not saying that you should forgive her, that anything I did wrong, you should forgive me. He now refused. He said, I will never forgive you. He said, until the day, that is when that time he threw her to the cupboard and she now put on herself. He said, that is until you pack your phone and come and make I think it's egusi soup with garum for him. Then he now swore on my mom that she will not live, she will die early. That she will not live till she's old, she will die early. That's what I can remember.
So do you see what's happening? Do you see what has been happening? And the question which was also raised was, okay, Johnson Suleiman and Lizzie Suleiman, I'm sure you were also aware, or you were made aware of this domestic violence. This is the main question that most people were asking. So if you knew about it, and the way people know Suleiman stands when it comes to issues of domestic violence and gender-based violence, he's always speaking out about it. Why did he not bring this one also and reprimand this brother called Killian? Why did he not address it at an earlier stage before it grew wings to a stage whereby someone had to die? After all, this is your pastor. There's no way that this was not made away. Or the reason why you sent Killian to Qatar is because you're trying to distance him from your wife's sister. Which those are still questions that are still yet to be answered or that can still be asked. To say, how do you call this one your pastor and yet you know he's abusing your sister's kids? Are precious gifts. Some of people, they grow up with a damaged personality, damaged mindset, low self-esteem, with hatred towards men because of the things that they see happening in houses, in their homes. Some kids will tell you that men are trash simply because of the way that they have witnessed their father abusing their mother. So now when you start asking, I'll ask this kind of questions. Mr. Killian, you said your wife passed away because of HIV, according to the report that you got from the doctor. What is your take on the case based on the testimony given by your own children? One thing you can never say is your children hate you. That's one thing you can never say, that your children don't like you. If they are saying that you are maltreating their mother, children, especially girls, they are more attached to the mother more than the father. Okay, I know some will say the kids were manipulated, but I want you to rewatch the video again and tell me, I might be wrong. Do these kids sound like they were given a script? Or do they sound like they were manipulated in a way? Or they are speaking from a place of experience? Or what they're talking about is something that they actually witnessed? And pastor is a pastor. Pastor Killian is a pastor, I guess. My sister, it doesn't matter if he's a pastor or a bishop or whoever, or he has a relevant position in church. If he is abusing you, move. Run away. Don't stay. It's not worth it. I posted another video from a woman who was subscribed to, what's his name? To Chibuzo Chinyere, who told me that, I posted the conversation with that lady. She was married to a pastor, and this pastor was a son to Chibuzo Chinyere. She was saying the way that the husband was abusing her. It was unbearable. But she was just holding on and standing strong because she thought there was anointing on the man. And she thought things were going to work. She thought she can't leave because of the children. She just had to bear the pain. She just had to tolerate whatever nonsense that she was getting from the husband. Until she got to a point whereby she was chased out of the house. This is another woman who could have become a victim of domestic violence. This issue of domestic violence is very sensitive because no one want to talk about it. And no one want to address it as it is. So looking at the case of this Suleiman's pastor, in the case of Sister Osinachi, who was recently buried on allegations that of domestic violence, who is being alleged to have died because of domestic violence, and this one of Suleiman's wife's sister, who also passed away, and it's alleged that it was domestic violence. What's your take on it? What do you think about it? What do you have to say about it? This is just another episode that I thought I should just slide in, and in memory of Sister Osinachi and Deborah. Was it Deborah? The one that was Killian's wife. In memory of them, may their souls rest in peace. And to other wives of pastors out there, wake up, move if you have to. Don't stay there. You will die. Or you will die. So tell me, what's your take on it? And also tell me what you think about the issue of pastors not attending funerals of their members. The issue of bishops not attending funerals of their members. The issue of apostles not attending funerals of their church members. Church members who finance their ministries to the level that they are today. Is there a balance there? You tell me what you think about it, and I'll check you out on the next episode of the Enlightenment series. It's Mr. Pull the Trigger. I'm out.